Do his move. This one's nasty. He's deep throaty. I don't know what to call it. Get that out. Sick. After 3 months of looking at drum and bass sets and sick drum and bass music, I've crafted a sound bank for you guys that will help you make better music. If you're an advanced or intermediate producer, you're going to be able to use these bass loops, bass ideas, bass presets as good starting points to further move ahead. And if you're a beginner looking to start making drum and bass, everything just got a lot more simpler, and you're going to be able to focus on what truly matters, which is writing the music that you want to write. So let's get into some of the presets that are going to be found in Serum 2 and in Serum 1. Three smooth 808 presets for you to use. However, once we jump to the bass, the numbers jump up as well as the energy. And in the bass section, we're going to have a total of 96 bass Serum presets, all modeled after Allstars certified track. The reason I started Allstars is because I would go running and listen to drum and bass. From there, I found the DJ sets. And from the DJ sets, I fell in love with just the organicness of it all. And what I mean by that is DJs play tracks out and you get to see people's live reactions. So as a sound designer, I was like, I could see myself making these kind of sounds. They sound a little tough, but they sound a lot of fun. So every single sound in here is modeled after a track that was played on the All-Stars set or was on a Spotify playlist that means something for producers. Nasty alien-y one. And most of these presets are made for 175 BPM. Okay, and some will have some mods that I encourage you to really explore. As they will really change the sound to a point where either one, it does something new, sick, or it gives you slight variations. Okay, here's my first Serum 2 drum and bass preset. So here we use these mods and get this out of the sound, which is probably not what I intended, but again, I love making mods for you guys because it means when you're working on music and you play with them, you can get happy accidents that just lead you down a path of badassness. If you do know a bit of sound design, I always encourage you guys to play around with some of the envelopes. For instance, you can elongate some of these presets and create really cool stuff, okay? From there, we have one called Beat Saver. Reminds me a bit of the Skrillex stuff, the new album that just came out. Here we have one that's more simpler. It's inspired by an All-Stars boat DJ set. Got some lasers. So when I make these sound banks, I sometimes enlist the help of other sound designers to add to it, just to kind of give a different vibe to it. So any aggressive sound you hear in this pack is going to be coming from my good friend John, who's an amazing drum and bass producer. He has some releases on Monster Cat and some top drum and bass labels, so make sure to check him out. But he's going to be making a lot of these hard bass lines that he loves. Inspired by Captain Bass. This one in particular, I usually do live streams when I make some of these sounds because I want, again, you guys to see that we're not just renaming presets or using other people's stuff, but we're making them live for you guys so that you guys can learn from them as well, and you guys can get some of the sounds you want in the pack. So this is by Captain Bass. I've never... Buzzing. Really dope sound. Get that nasty ass like tremolo. Let's call it a tremolo or flutter. also slow it down. A lot of these deep throaty, I don't know what to call it sounds. They're fun though. Simula based sound. I went to this party and someone recognized me from YouTube because I love to teach you guys how to make music. And they put me on Simula and they were all very excited about it. So I checked it out and it sounds like a lot of form and shifting going on in his tracks. Get it nasty up in there. I watched the movie Evil Dead Rising, so again, another Simula deep throaty bass sound. Dude, bro, it's sick. It does need a bit of your help. Again, that's why you guys are here to help me out as well, right? A little bit of processing. There. Dial it in. We have our traditional jump up sounds. I love these again because just slowing them down. It's probably my favorite basic sound in this pack. The main reason, it just sounds so good and fat. And you know, that's one of the things I like about Bo's sound design is Bo keeps it fat, keeps it very thick with his sounds. And or sorry, Boo. I always, like, people have been correcting me on it. Mario on cocaine. One of the ones I was just busting my balls in getting because I just really liked the way it sounded. Soda. Okay, I lied. This is my favorite sound from Boo. This one really gave me issues. Dance to the move. All you got to do is move. Extra modulations? Yes, please. Okay, that's more like gonna be, what is that, Heartstyle? Sub-Zero Project. A lot of frog sounds. Love this rasp. Robocopper. A little bit of minimal nights there, minimal tech. And sometimes we just need a simple Reese FM sound. Make it deeper. Oh Lord, that's sick. I really like this one. Slow it down. It's nasty. It's sick. This one's nasty. From there, we're going to have some of the leads, so I'll show this real quick. How's the baladam? And we're also using the animal wavetable. I really like these ones because with an 808 bass, lead of the Who. There was a Spotify drum and bass producer who had a lot of songs with this Who vibe. I'm assuming he meant the wavetable. I don't know. You let me know if you're in the chat, man, or in the comments. We'll also have pads that are just meant for ambience. Very scary. Back to the motherland. There's going to be a total of 20 Reeses in the pack as well. Aggressive. Right in. Me and you, Reese. We also have a nice sequence. So there's going to be around 170 Serum presets for you guys to use in any way or shape or form as you want. As a sound designer, one of my most important goals is to help you as a producer reach a flow state, which is a state where you're not really thinking, time is flying by, you're having a lot of fun, and you're also writing some of your best music. And as a sound designer, it's always very rewarding to hear that people can get into these flow states by utilizing the samples that I create for you. Now, what separates these samples is going to be how they're meant to be building blocks. So for example, in the drum loop section is going to be a total of 7 drum kits, which in instance are just 7 full out drum loops that will be stemmed out for you to use. So for instance, if you're a beginner and you just want to get started on writing a song and you don't want to fret with the drums too much, then you can hold shift, click, highlight, command, drop, then get to work on the song. There's a bit of skill that is involved with doing this, because to reach a flow state, there also has to be a challenge, right? You can't just have it easy, because you're not really going to get super focused and super interactive. You're not going to want to work it out. So again, there is still a bit of skill that is required, because you want to set the vibe right. Obviously, this drum loop is a little bit too noisy for this Reese. So you might decide to say, hey, you know, the tops aren't really needed. You might decide to go with the top loop of another drum kit. And you're like, okay, that works a lot better. Okay, from there too, you can go now from the kits, you know, and there's going to be a total of 7 here, into individual drum loops. Now, these drum loops, the reason I made them as building blocks is because I make samples for tech house, techno, and melodic techno producers. And one of the things I've seen that many people love and find success with is when I make the samples to be more as building blocks rather than just full out samples that really don't allow you to express yourself, or to, again, have that challenge of setting the vibe right with what you have at your disposal. So what I mean by this is, let's say the snare is not it for us and you want to go into the snare loops, and you go through them and instantly just drag and drop and go through them. Maybe you don't like the tops. You're like, okay, cool, I just need something a little more 8s or 4s. You know, you don't want to fill it up too much. Now we go and we have more of a basic drum loop. You know, let's say you want to incorporate some percussion in there, and maybe you want something like this. Okay, now you're like, okay, I'm in action. Okay, from there, right, the drum loops are set. There are going to be a total of 4 drop loops, and these are just going to be loops that literally, if you wanted to make a drum and bass drop in like, I guess in like 10 seconds in there. Now, the point of this is not to use it like that. You know, my point with this here is for you guys to have these little bits, and maybe they can help in filling up parts of your song. For instance, that first shot is really nice. Okay, we got the key label. It also tells you what preset it is. So now your job is to fill in the gap. And again, all of this is meant to lead to flow. So everything in this pack has been made in this format of just trying to get flow into your production, trying to get you in that state of mind, okay? And there's going to be a total of 4. Maybe you just take something from it or use it as is. If you're looking at maybe like, you know, you have a project where you have to write a soundtrack for a video game and you just love that, then find the right drums for that. Maybe you like something like this. So now you're like, okay, cool, I love that. So maybe now you grab part of this loop and you're like, I'm going to create something here. We'll just, I don't know, hit it with this and then call it a day. And now we get that, and then we go again. Maybe this time we reverse the sound. And now we're going to set that here. It's a different style of workflow. Here we have another one. Add your own reverb. There's also going to be bass loops, and these are going to be more made for themselves so that you can either again mix and mash or just put them down and see where they can lead you. So, for instance, here we have this one. All the bass loops as well as the synth loops, we are going to be providing the MIDI for the ones that do change a lot of notes, not for the ones that are just holding down one note. So you can check that out here in case maybe you hear a different preset from another company or maybe from another sound designer that you want to add to it. Since we're going to be bass fills, and music loops for you to start songs. I like the In the Hood one. My favorite one is the Cowboy Showdown one, honestly inspired by Jason Status. You ain't got no backbone. From there in the drum loops, we're also going to have breakbeats, which are going to be a total of 5 grooves. Each is going to have 9 variations to it. So for example, I could come in with this one and just put it in right here. You're going to have different versions of it. Again, most of them are going to be at 175 BPM. We're also going to have long fills. For instance, if you just want to get straight to work on the drop, set that up real quick. Mix it in with a short fill. Straight into that. We can maybe get this drop in here. Let's get straight into it. Got some funky ones, some Sen ones. So if you follow me for a while, you know my vocals are usually a little funny.
Big man, big selector, run with the heavy hitters. Run with the heavy hitters.
Oh yeah, I watched.
No breaks. Stepping in heavy, stepping in bold, stepping out the setting, my selector let them know.
We're also going to have effects, up sweeps. We're going to have uplifters. So for instance here, just drag and drop real quick. The reason there's crazy one is because I feel like with uplifters, there's already so many out there, right? So sometimes just making them sound crazy, like. Pick it up, Johnny. Okay, I was gonna have sub drops, miscs. So these are. Let's get into it. Yeah. These again are made with love to actually create like an impact in your song. Love this one. Essentially a binaural effect on it, especially like synth loops and effects and stuff. I like to use the analog synths. I feel like there's a lot of digital effects out there, so if I can bring something new to the table for you guys, I always try and make the effort. Get this dark agave one for you guys to mangle or use in any way or form. Again, we have down sweeps, crashes, and ambiances. Ambiances are cool just for the breaks. I'll just straight up. With that being said, if you guys want to check out Allstars 2, you can find it over at evilsounds.com. If you haven't gotten any of my old drum and bass packs like Odyssey and Allstars one as well, I am setting up a bundle deal. So if you add all 3 of them into the cart, you will also get 35% off. But other than that, guys, I do these packs as a joy of love. I love being a sound designer. I love providing you guys with weapons. I love getting your responses, hearing your tracks during the feedback streams that you make using these tools. And I hope and I wish you guys success, because at the end of the day, your success is my success. If you guys find success with these sounds, I know I will have a loyal customer for life. So it's always in my best interest to work as hard as I can to provide you guys with some of the best tools out there for you to make the music you envision. With that being said, you guys take care and you guys have a great rest of your day.